Good morning, students. As we have completed our entire science syllabus, we have started revision of syllabus. We have completed first chapter revision in the last class. So let us move to second chapter, components of food. As last chapter is little small chapter, we have completed it in single class itself. Whereas this chapter is little bigger one, so I will complete its revision in two classes, revision part 1 and revision part 2. Let us discuss revision part 1. Those who could not make notes in the starting can make notes at least now. And this notes is very crisp, means it is in very short form. I will explain in detail, but notes is in crisp form, so or short form. So please be aware of that one. Okay. We eat different food items because the needed components for our body growth and development are not available from any one food item itself. The needed components for our body growth and development, which are present in food ingredients, are called nutrients. For our body growth and development, certain components are required, which we get by eating the food. But all of these needed components for our body growth and development are not available from any one food item itself. So we eat different food items so that we can get all the necessary components for our body growth and development. And these necessary or needed components for body growth and development, which are present as part of food ingredients, are called nutrients. The major nutrients in our food are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Other than nutrients, food also contains dietary fibers and water. Dietary fibers are also called roughage. As already said, every food item does not contain all of the body needed nutrients. Different food items contain different special nutrients, so we eat different food items as our complete meals so that we can get all the necessary nutrients. But how to know which nutrient is present as a specific nutrient in a given food item? By conducting certain chemical tests, we can identify the presence of specific nutrients in our food items. To conduct these chemical tests, we need certain chemical solutions. The needed chemical solutions to test the presence of different nutrients are iodine solution, copper sulfate solution, and caustic soda solution. If you take proteins and lipids or fats, the form in which the proteins and fats are present is amino acids and fatty acids, whereas the main carbohydrates present in our food are in the form of starch and sugars. So when we test to identify the presence of carbohydrates, means we are actually testing the presence of starch. So if a question is asked, what is the test that are you going to conduct to identify the presence of carbohydrates, or what is the test that are you going to conduct to identify the presence of starch? You need to answer same, iodine solution test. Okay. Coming to the preparation of these three solutions: iodine solution, copper sulfate solution, and caustic soda solution. Iodine solution. To prepare iodine solution, you need to take a test tube in which you need to fill water to half of the level of test tube. Then you need to add few drops of tincture of iodine using a dropper. So few drops of tincture of iodine added to half water filled test tube will give you iodine solution. Copper sulfate solution. You need to take 100 ml of water, to which you have to add 2 grams of copper sulfate. So adding 2 grams of copper sulfate to 100 ml of water and shaking it thoroughly will give you copper sulfate solution. Next, caustic soda solution. Here you need to add 10 grams of caustic soda to 100 ml of water, and it must be shaken thoroughly so that you will get a caustic soda solution. So adding 10 grams of caustic soda to 100 ml of water and shaking it thoroughly will give you caustic soda solution. Let us try to understand test for starch, test for protein, and test for fats. Test for starch. You need to take your given food item, a test sample, and you need to make a flour of it or mash of it. Then you need to add 2 to 3 drops of iodine solution. After some time, after few seconds, if the food is turning into blue-black color from its earlier color, if the food is turning into blue-black color, then it is identified that the food contains starch in it. Test for protein. You need to take the sample food item, you need to mash it, then you need to add 10 drops of water and in a test tube and shake thoroughly. Then add 2 drops of copper sulfate, shake it thoroughly. Then add 10 drops of caustic soda and shake it thoroughly and leave it aside for few minutes. If it is turning to violet color, then it confirms the presence of proteins in the given food sample. Next, test for fats. Take a small quantity of food item and put it or wrap it in a paper, fold that paper and crush it, then open that wrapped paper, take out the food item and dry it for some time, so that if any water is present, it will get evaporated. And after that, if you can see an oily patch, then it confirms that fats are present in the given food item. So what are you doing to test the presence of fats? You are taking a small quantity of food item and you are wrapping it in a paper. Then you are crushing it. After that, you are opening that paper and removing that crushed food and allowing it to dry. If any water is there, to get evaporate. Then if you can see an oily patch on that paper, it confirms that fats are present in the given food item. If there is no oily patch, and what it shows there is no fat that it is present in the food item. Okay. Carbohydrates are the nutrients that provide us energy. Fats are also the nutrients that provide us energy. Both are providing energy. So, the foods that contain carbohydrates and fats are called energy-giving foods. Fats actually provide more energy than carbohydrates. But carbohydrates are utilized as energy source first, then fats. When you are eating enough amount of carbohydrates and fats also, fats will get stored because they are not utilized due to the presence of carbohydrates in enough quantity. Fats are not going to get utilized, so that we need to reduce the amount of fat intake. Next, proteins. Proteins help in growth and repair of our body. So the foods that contain proteins are called body-building foods. Coming to vitamins. Vitamins protect us from diseases and keep our eyes, bones, teeth and gums healthy. There are different types of vitamins or vitamins. They are A, C, D, E, K and B complex vitamins. Vitamins actually are required in small quantities, unlike the remaining nutrients, that is carbohydrates, proteins and fats, which are required in large quantity. Vitamins are required in small quantities. Coming to specifically, vitamin A, it keeps our eyes and skin healthy. Vitamin C, it helps in fighting against many diseases. It helps in our immunity. Immunity is the special ability of our body to fight against the diseases. So, which vitamin helps in boosting up our immunity? Vitamin C. Vitamin D, it helps our body to use calcium for bones and teeth for their healthy condition. Vitamin D helps our body to use calcium for bones and teeth healthy condition. B complex vitamins, they play different roles. Okay. What are those roles and all? I'll explain separately. Rice, it contains carbohydrate as the major nutrient in it. And pulses like Bengal gram, green gram, soya, like these, grains, they contain proteins as major nutrient in them. So if any particular ingredient contains a specific nutrient as the major nutrient, then that ingredient is known as that particular nutrient rich food. So rice contains carbohydrate in large quantity. So rice is carbohydrate rich food. Pulses like green gram, soya, Bengal gram, green peas, all these things, they contain proteins in large quantity, or proteins as the major nutrient in them. So what they are called? They are called protein rich food. And oil, it contains fat in large quantity. So oil is fat rich food. Next, coming to dietary fibers or roughage. Dietary fibers also are called roughage. Dietary fibers, they are not nutrients. And one more thing, dietary fibers generally are not available from animal-based food products. That is meat, eggs, like these items, they do not contain dietary fibers or roughage. They are available only from plant products. They do not provide any nutrients. Which type of plant products do have more amount of dietary fibers? Whole grains, pulses, potatoes, fresh fruits, vegetables, etc. are the sources of dietary fibers. What is the role of dietary fibers? Dietary fibers are very much essential like major nutrients, because though they do not provide any nutrient value, they add to the bulk of the food. If you fill your stomach completely with all major nutrients only, the nutrients have to be supplied to your body only in adequate or required quantity, not less, not more. So if you have to fill your entire stomach with only major nutrients, then definitely they are going to be more than your requirement, which may cause certain health problems. But if you don't fill your stomach completely, you will feel some unsatisfaction. So dietary fibers, they do not provide any nutrient value, but they can add to the bulk of the food so that your stomach will be filled and you will get satisfied. Either the only use? No. Our food which we take will not be completely getting digested. Some amount of will be left undigested. It has to be thrown out or get rid of from our body in a process called defecation or egestion. So dietary fibers, presence of dietary fibers helps our body to get rid of undigested food or for defecation process. Coming to water. Water, like dietary fibers, it is also non-nutrient, but it helps our body to absorb nutrients from the food. And also it helps in throwing out some wastes from our body as a urine and sweat. We get water from liquids that we drink, like water, normal water only directly we drink, soft drinks we drink tea, coffee, etc. And we add some water while cooking the food items, so in the cooked foods also. And in vegetables directly water is present, in fruits also water is present. Like this, water is actually we are taking water in these many different forms. And for what all purposes water is helping? It helps our body to absorb nutrients from the food, and also it helps in throwing out some wastes from our body as what? Urine and sweat. Next, coming to balanced diet. The food which contains all the necessary nutrients, dietary fibers and water in the right quantity is known as balanced diet. Taking balanced diet, not less, not more, actually keep our body healthy. Along with that, if we are doing physical activities as per our body requirement. Generally, we can stay healthier. So balanced diet is the diet, the food which contains all the necessary nutrients, dietary fibers, and water in their right quantity. Balanced diet differs from person to person based on their age, based on their physical work, and based on the climate of the surroundings in which they are living. The people who are living in cold climates, they tend to eat more. The people who are living in warmer climates, they tend to eat less. So climate also plays a role in the composition of balanced diet. For the same person also, balanced diet differs based on the physical activity that he or she carries out. So same person, as age is increasing, the balanced diet will be also, its composition will be differing. And if the physical activity also is getting changed, the balanced diet of that particular person will be getting changed. So balanced diet cannot be same for all the persons. For different people, it will be different based on their age, physical activity, gender, workout, and climatic conditions of the surroundings in which they are living. Right? Remaining things of this chapter, let us discuss in the next class. Thank you.